Hi everyone, I'm Diane Folmar and I'm here to talk to you today about pranayama, 5 different types of pranayama for the Yoga Download teacher training. So the first breath work that we're going to go over is Ujjayi breathing. It's very important in our vinyasa practice. It's often practiced when we are using vinyasa sequencing. So it's important to learn, and the easiest way to learn it is to pretend that you're fogging up a mirror. And that will help you learn the sound and the constriction in your throat that you need to make this breath work. So put your hand in front of your face and pretend it's a mirror and pretend you're fogging it up. So of course you can feel the heat that it expels onto your hand. So we want to keep that in our mouth by closing our mouth and making the same sound. So we'll sit in a comfortable position, taking a few breaths normally. And on our next exhale, we'll exhale with our mouth closed, making that sound. And if we can, maybe making that sound on the inhale as well, just loud enough that we can hear it in our own minds. And when we're ready, coming back to a steady, even paced breath, breathing normally before we move on to the next breath that we're going to go over, which is bee's breath. This one is a really cute one that I've done with my children's yoga students. It's really simple. You probably did it when you were a child. All you do is breathe in through your nose, and when you breathe out, you make a humming sound. So you sound like a bumblebee. So we'll just sit comfortably. You can close your eyes if you want. It makes this breath a little more interesting. Breathing in and then humming out. And with that breath, you can always try different pitches, tones, and sounds when you breathe out with your humming voice. It makes it more interesting and brings resonance to different parts of your body and your mind. So another breath we can go over that's great for summertime, which is coming up, is the cooling breath. So in this breath, you need to either curl your tongue or take the tip of your tongue to your top lip, whichever is easier for you. Some people can't curl their tongue, like I can. So if you can't do that, then simply doing this. And what's going to happen with this breath is we're actually going to pull the breath into our mouth through our tongue. So however you have your breath, inhaling through the tongue, taking the tongue into your mouth, and exhaling through your nose, a little something like this. Another breath that we have is skull shining breath, which may be a little tricky for beginners. So it's kind of like, the best way to explain it is really fast little sneezes out of your mouth, or out of your nose, sorry, or little bursts of air coming out. So we're going to breathe in through our nose, a nice comfortable breath, not too high. We don't want to fill our lungs too much, just nice until we're comfortable. And then we're going to breathe out 10 times as fast as we can, and with as most air as we can to make our belly kind of move a little bit. So if you want, you can place your hand on your belly, take your deep breath in, and as you breathe out, you might feel your belly snap. And then returning your breath back to normal for a few breaths, and you can do it in rounds, maybe for 3 rounds, and eventually working your way up to 20 or 30 breaths each time you do it. The last breath we're going to go over is going to be the alternate nostril breath, which can be a little bit tricky to learn. It's a lot easier when you're doing it, I find, when you're doing it with someone who's guiding you through it, because it's a little confusing sometimes. So to do this breath, we're going to put our hands in Vishnu Mudra. So the first two fingers will go down towards the palm, and we're going to use our right hand. So our right thumb is going to cover our right nostril, and our right ring finger is going to cover our left nostril. If this is really uncomfortable, some people can't flex their fingers down, you can put your fingers up on your forehead, and we'll go from there. So breathing in comfortably, preparing ourselves for the breath. We'll cover the right nostril first, and always first. We'll breathe in through the left nostril. Switch the fingers, and exhale through the right. Inhaling again through the right. Switching the fingers, and exhaling through the left. So repeating that 5 to 15 times, however long you can do it, that it was a really good breath to help us even out and balance our nadis. And so those are the 5 breaths that I wanted to teach you today. So thanks for